What's up, good people? How y'all feeling? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment, back with another one. Hollering at y'all. Please hit the like when you come on in here. We're gonna get right to it. What's up, Ted? I see you in here, Brody. I didn't put it in the title. I didn't put it in the title, but I should have. But make sure y'all sharing this video. Please share the video, okay? Share it everywhere. But all right, look. Let's talk about this battle. let's go ahead and get right to the BS, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Drake, what's up? What's up, Alex? Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Now, yesterday, as you know, Hard Part 6 between the that song that he made and Family Matters is straight up unbalanced. Family Matters, he could have. The problem with Family Matters is it just felt like he was in a ring with no gloves on. He was in a ocean with no life jacket, like literally begging and pleading for the people. But this one, Hard Part, I'm sorry, he annihilated them. Now some people are gonna bring up, everything about, explaining himself and justifying everything. But the reason why I feel like Drake is, I'm not going to say that he's winning the battle. I'm not saying that he's winning the battle. But but with that song was a clear indication of, you said Clippers all day? Well, if you like the Clippers, I mean, the Clippers that went home, man. They going home. They're gonna have to blow it up. They're gonna have to do something. But salute to you, Ray. Yeah, I know 6 of them, right? Yeah. He'll be on his 9th coach. He'll be on his 9th coach. He'll be on his 9th head coach. But that's how I feel about the Drake. I'll get into Drake a little bit later, man. I'll get into the Drake and Kendrick a little bit later. But let's talk about something else, man. NBA on NBC versus TNT. Now, as you know, TNT has up until the end of this week to match a deal with NBC. Now I reported the NBA on NBC, or NBC is trying to buy back the rights to the NBA from TNT, and then TNT is going to do without the NBA. You said Drake cooked, especially the third one where he had a video with lyrics. Yeah, but I'm really just looking with the lyrics. I could care less about the video. What's up with it? I hear the rumors about Martin Lawrence show making a comeback. Need to. Oh my God. Okay. Well, we're not talking about that, Steven. Sorry. You brought up Martin. we talking something totally different right now. But yeah, the theme song. Well, that's the thing. The theme song, man, it resonates with everybody. You see Kevin Hart using it in his commercial. Everybody, they use it for hip hop songs. That it's just something about that song, or you know, that theme song, that it gets you amped up. It's amped you up since a little kid. It's amped you up since you know, you were younger. You know what I'm saying? And it still motivates you to this day. Well, y'all think it would be good, but see, the thing about it is, okay, but okay, y'all are saying that, but check this out though. Don't y'all like the debates that they be having on NBA on TNT, when especially when Charles and Shaq go at it? Don't y'all like that? Because on NBC they're not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And plus, you know, NBC, they might disagree and all that other stuff, but like, because you look at it, the same thing with football, like with you know, with Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison and Dan Patrick. Like you look at that, you know, them guys might disagree and everything like that, but they got to keep it professional. Yeah, you see, like, but on TNT, they're able to, man, they be sitting up there, man, Charles Barkley, you know what I'm saying? You know, he ain't got no kind of filter. They be up in there, especially when he get heated, man, and you could tell it be getting heated. I mean, really, really heated. They be yelling, stuff like that. They don't be doing that on NBC. So that's the only flip side to it. It's more realness with TNT. Yeah, drinking on the air and all that other stuff. NBC is more, you know, like, quote unquote prestigious, but they got a lot of skeletons in their closet. That's why, man, Bill Cosby was supposed to be running NBC, but that's a whole nother topic. You said CBS? Yeah, they used to have NBA, but CBS, it's the same thing with CBS. You can't talk the way that you want. Now, Charles Barkley and Clark Kellogg and Kenny Smith and all of them, right? You know, they'll go at each other and stuff like that, but you still got to maintain, you know, when they be on there with Brian Gumble, they got to maintain some sort of professionalism, like when they be analyzing college basketball. But on TNT with Ernie Smith, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. I'm sorry, Ernie Johnson, and Shaquille O'Neal and Chuck. Man, they ain't got no filter, and like, people want to see them go at it. Don't nobody want to see I mean, look, you got Maria on there. You know, she eye candy. Y'all know who I'm talking about, Maria. She eye candy. I'm trying to think of some people that would be on there analyzing everything, but they don't. It's not gonna be the same. It's not going to be the same. Not unless they have a guy like Anthony Edwards who's going to be able to carry, who's going to be the face of NBC. Like NBC, you had Michael Jordan and the Bulls. They had pretty much the Bulls. NBC had covered every Bulls game, and that's what people wanted to see. They covered damn near all the Knicks games. They covered a lot of Phoenix games, a lot of Phoenix Suns games. I do. Shaq always cook Barkley. Barkley stay hating on dudes with ring. Well, now I gotta disagree with you on that, Alex. Nah, man. The only thing that Shaq does is he goes to that. He brings up that lame ass argument. Google me, talking about his rings and stuff like that. But that's the only thing that you. But he really be. Hey. Charles Barkley be getting on Shaq's helmet, pause, when he be talking about how, when he talk about how Kobe carried him to the finals, and that's the truth, man. Kobe had to literally, and the team had to carry Shaq there, and he'd be getting mad, or he'll be like, yeah, you don't know nothing about winning you don't know nothing about winning championships and stuff like that. I mean, that's the only thing. That's how you know Shaq is getting cooked. But there be times when Shaq be out debating Charles Barkley. But for the most part, Charles Barkley has always been that contrarian. To me, they're both kind of contrarians. The only difference is that Shaq needed to learn that he's not an NBA player no more, okay? And he's gotten better with that. Before, when Shaq had first got on the set as an analyst, he was taking his emotions from the game as a player. But you can't do that when you're in media. You have to learn how to separate the two. And Charles Barkley struggled with it. I think Kenny Smith is kind of neutral, but I noticed how Kenny Smith lately, he's been trying to go at Charles Barkley. He's went at Shaq a couple of times. What's up, Dominique? I see you in here, man. It should be on NBC. Okay. Well, yeah, TNT, but believe it or not, Dominique, TNT really didn't start off like that. It was TNT and TBS. Y'all got to remember, hey, the TBS was showing a lot of games. They would show a lot of Hawks games, Atlanta Hawks, because Turner, TNT and all that, they're pretty much based in Atlanta. Their studio and everything. So y'all remember when the NBA was on TBS? I remember that. And Dominique, I don't know why you ain't got no wrench, man. I got to wrench you up, bro. You be up in here, man. You LDBC, man. Oh, shit. Adam Silver making a big mistake by keeping ESPN and Disney. Well, the thing about it is Adam Silver really didn't have he didn't have total control. Total complete control over that. But ESPN, I think ESPN is doing doing somewhat of a good job. Now, I will say this about ESPN and them being on ABC. I think ABC is doing somewhat of a good job because with ABC, they're able to kind of be themselves. ABC has been kind of different from TBS and NBC. Yeah, they used to show a lot of Sixers games. Yeah, they did. But I think for the most part, man, they should go ahead and if they're gonna go to NBC, they have to realize that a lot of they're gonna get their audience, but like the guys that want to see these guys go at it, like Shaquille O'Neal and they want to see the comedy, they want to see that stuff. They want to see that sort of stuff, and you're gonna lose a lot of your audience. But at the same time, you're at a big stage. You're also gonna get some of the people that grew up on NBC, NBA on NBC, and you're gonna get a lot of the other old heads. They'll be like, "Wow, NBC is back," but then they might be like, "Well, it's not the same," and they might not even watch it. So it's kind of man, it's kind of a risk reward type of thing. But yeah, man, I don't know. Me myself personally, I think right now, unless you got a face that you're gonna carry, most likely it'll probably be either Anthony Edwards if he continues at the rate that he's going. If they beat Minnesota, man, Anthony Edwards' stock is gonna go through the roof like it's already been doing, and that's gonna be the whole. That's the angle that they're gonna push. He knocked off the champs. He knocked off the defending champs. If he's able to do that, then you have something to say. He's already making his mark. He's up there with the greats in terms of playoff points. I think he's up there with LeBron in terms of play. He's up there with Kobe with the most points scored, or youngest to score that many points. My cousin told me he thinks Ant-Man passes KG as the greatest Timberwolf. Man, he has a chance to do it. If and you got to think about it like this: if he goes to the finals, and wins the championship, it's no question he will be. If he's face of the league, he possibly could be. Because although they never looked at KG as the face of the league, he was one of the leaders, like in terms of the faces behind the guy that was the face. Like if there was Kobe, then they would talk about KG, then they were going to talk about Tim Duncan, that sort of thing. So you had to mention him in that regard. But as far as him being a face, KG has never been, oh yeah, this is KG's league. Nah, they ain't never looked at KG like that. You said the game should be on. Man, hey Steven, man. I don't think people don't even be changing the channel like that no more. Man, you taking it way back, bro. Hey, Steven taking it back to the local stations. Hey, Stephen Green ain't taking it back to where everybody got PBS. Everybody got the what's that? What's that little that public channel, man, where they had they got the political channel and stuff like that. He taking it back to way back, man, when you had to put foil on the antenna. Yeah, man. Up in there watching uh Sesame Street and Concat and reading Rainbow and shit. God damn, Stevie, man, you taking it way back, man. Everybody, like, you could catch a game, if you go to, well, because now what's been the thing is nobody's really. This is what everybody telling me what they've been doing. They just been buying YouTube TV, and then of course you got everybody. They got their own little entities of where they where they able to find the games, and people were able to watch the Canelo fight, things of that nature. But pretty much what everybody been doing, because you got to think about it now, a lot of these cable companies are starting to lose money. That's why Spectrum is, I don't know if y'all know about Spectrum, but Spectrum got cell phone deals and stuff like that. So they're trying to keep up with Metro PCS, because guess what Metro PCS got? Metro PCS got home internet. Now, at first, Metro PCS wasn't doing that sort of thing, but then they got the home internet. People like, well, forget all this Spectrum and Frontier and all this other stuff, and they just trying to they trying to keep up with them. Well, if you're paying home internet and then you get YouTube TV or whatever, that's your internet and that's your cable right there. That's your internet, that's your cable right there. You on YouTube TV, you gonna find the games. Or what you can do is just get the internet and then go ahead and get one of the apps. Get the NBA on TV, NBA TV app. My bad. And just order that. But then you got the people out there that still want to do the packages, the NBA packages and stuff like that. So that's why they go ahead and get cable. But everybody's saying, forget all that cable, because it's expensive, and a lot of the channels you don't even watch. Yeah, so it really no point. Like you paying for something, like, let's say you work constantly. You're not at home. You're outside of your house more than you're inside, and you don't even watch that TV or whatever. Well, guess what? You're really wasting your money if you get cable and stuff like that, because let's say you got to work late or something like that. Well, if you got an app and you're able to watch it from your phone and stuff like that, that's like, if you got the NBA TV app and you're able to watch a game, that's cheaper than you paying all that money when you got all these apps and you can come back and watch it later. Whereas you're paying for cable, all these different channels and stuff like that you don't never watch. You need to have something direct to where, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna watch this. Like, if you watch Stars, if you know you're gonna watch Stars and BMF and Power and all that other stuff, well, just keep the Stars app. If you know that you don't want to miss anything in terms of NBA or anything like that, get you an NBA TV app. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the college or something like that, and some of these apps, they're free for, I don't know how many days. You got some apps that are free for, like, 2 months. and yeah, Dofu, and then you got what's that other one? You got Peacock. A lot of people have got on Peacock. It's a lot of apps or whatever where they show they tend to show what you're looking for. You said cable charges $100 just to, what? Just to set up? Nah, man. I ain't never paid that much to set up no cable. Usually it was free installation where I'm at. If you talk about like Frontier, because I'm gonna tell you something about Frontier. Frontier was really, it was Verizon. Fire Stick, but everybody been on the Fire Stick, and then also there's all these guys that got so smart. You could you could get stuff on your PS5. You could get stuff on your PS5 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like buying cable and stuff like that. I still, man, I'm tripping out, man. Steven, you said channel 6, channel 8. Oh my God. Oh man, you bringing back memories, man. That's when you really had the actual cable box. Hey, Steven was up in there stealing cable and shit. Bootlegging the fight. We're watching and witnessing the end of terrestrial TV. Yeah, that's a fact, Dominique. And you know what, Dominique? Hold on 1 minute, man. Let me hold on, Dominique. Let me get. There you go, bro. I thought I already had you in here because I know um you part of the community. Now, there's a report that TikTok TikTok is about to be done. So y'all like straight. Why are you bringing that up? Okay, well let me tell you why. Because everybody pretty much is everybody pretty much is they pay attention to social media more than they do TV. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people consume social media more than they do TV and everything. And now this is over money too. They're trying to. They feel like TikTok is getting into some stuff where they're trying to leak information and stuff from the U.S. into other entities and stuff like that. And so now they're in a fight, and TikTok, as we know it, is coming to an end. Now, I don't know all of the complete details. Some stuff I might be missing out and stuff, but I'm going to just say that TikTok is coming to an end. Man, what is these people doing? Your dad was a cable man. Yeah, I had cable men in my family, man. Cable guy. I like that movie. You said back in the day, people used to. Yeah, they did. They did. Everybody. That's what I was saying. They used to bootleg the fight. They would bootleg the fight back in the days. Like especially like when it came to the Mike Tyson fight, it was easy. It was easy to steal cable, but people were catching on to it, or I forgot how you do it, but what they would do is you would pretend that that you were gonna order the pay-per-view, but then you wouldn't, but you would go back to it because they would only give you like so many minutes to where if you didn't watch it or something like that, then it would go back to the screen. Well, there were some people that were catching on and they knew how to read the system or whatnot, and they would still watch it, and they didn't have to pay for it. But then they started catching on to it. I think it was Time Warner that was doing that. Yeah, trading tapes. Yeah, VHS tapes. Yeah. Yeah, that man, you bringing back some memories now, man. Steven, man, Steven up in here showing our age, man. Channel 6, what you say, Channel 6, Channel 8, and Channel 12. Well, see, I know where I'm from. Channel 12 Channel 12 was TBS. Channel 29 was TNT. I remember 50, 51 was. I tell like, damn, we getting old. But it was actually it was to me it was better back in those days. But see, everybody's gonna always try to find a way to beat the system. Everybody like right now because they're like people. Their argument is why do we have to pay so much for cable? And if you go back and you go look how it was back in the day, cable really wasn't as much back then. But you got to think about it. Everything evolves. To pay people, the way people get paid. The competition, stuff like that. Ohio 11 on CBS. You said 36. Fox. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we Fox. I think Fox was number 9, channel number 9 over here. Channel number 9. But man, let me talk about this though. I'm gonna stop talking about the cable for a minute. I got to talk about this whole situation that's going on. Like, you really have people out here that think that JJ Redick is going to come in and really lead the Lakers to a championship. But it's not going to happen. Now, listen, man. 9 coaches in 21 years, that's not, okay, I'm not going to say that's not a lot. It is a lot and everything. But you don't understand that every time that you get rid of a coach, or every time that whatever you part ways with the coach or the coach decides not to be there, you really have to start over. You said JJ is a puppy. Well, of course he gonna be controlled by LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever LeBron tells him to do, that's what he's gonna do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't call that ambitious. I call that being controlled. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's ambitious to, climb up and stuff like that, but I don't, like, to me, you're doing everything that you can just to be at the top and everything. but you have no head coaching experience. When you got all these guys that have been in the coaching range, they done coach college, they done coach high school, but all of a sudden you just gonna bump up and everything like that, man, them guys ain't gonna really listen to you like that. Matter of fact, I could see JJ Redick getting ran over his first year in coaching. I was like, man, you think they disrespected Darvin Ham? Shoot, man. And then all the rhetoric, the the messed up rhetoric that you've been saying on TV. You said LeBron James is a real coach. JJ is a puppet. Well, you said NBA on NBC all day. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the brother Lemon Pepper Lou. Well, we all know that he want to be the player coach and all that jazz, which I think is done. It's pretty much what he's been doing. Everybody always want to bring up this argument that, oh yeah, well, LeBron has never had no good coaches. Well, duh, you ain't never gave him no time. And then on top of that, the coaches that you did have were good. David Blatt wasn't no bad coach. Mike Brown wasn't no bad coach. We know damn sure that Eric Spoelstra wasn't no bad coach. Paul Silas, you got to realize, man, you're a rookie, man. You know what I'm saying? God rest Paul Silas' soul. Even though Paul Silas, he ain't never won a championship or anything like that, but he wasn't no bad coach. He a great, like Larry Brown and all that. He wasn't on that level, but he was somebody that you could be kind of like the mentor, like a good mentor, show you how to be a professional, because he's been in the NBA fraternity for a number of years. Sort of like what John Lucas and Lionel Hollins. You said JJ was a jerk as a player. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was, man. But I mean, he had somewhat of a success. I ain't gonna take away from what he did in the league. He wasn't no superstar, nothing like that. But that's not gonna happen, Lou. You beating on a dead horse, brother. Yeah, y'all beating on a dead horse. Jeannie Buzz gonna let him do whatever. And then listen, hey, you know what? Hey, Lou, I'm actually excited. I'm actually I'm actually excited about that, right? I want that to happen, right? I want this to happen. You know why? I want it to happen. And let me tell you why, right? This is why I want it to happen. I want them to go ahead, hire whatever coach that you want to, get whatever player that you want to, right? Go ahead, do that. And then they end up losing again. And then guess what? Then they gonna blame the coach. They gonna do all the finger pointing again. I want the circuit to continue, because this is teaching them a lesson if you want to do that. Whereas you don't want to do it the old school way. You don't want to run it back with Darvin Ham, with the players that you got. You don't want to run it back, say, hey, no, we're not going to give up. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. They didn't get rid of Phil Jackson right away. And Phil Jackson, took some L's or whatnot. You remember that, Lou? I'm talking about with Michael Jordan. Look at all these teams that are in here now. Okay, do you see them talking about firing Willie Green over there in New Orleans? No, you don't see that. You don't see none of that. You don't see you do you see them doing that in Minnesota? They lost. They lost 2 seasons in a row. Didn't haven't made the playoffs. There was a playoff drought in Minnesota for a number of years. Now they did go through some coaches because they I remember they had Thibodeau. What's up with it, think tank? See you in here. ATL shorty. Yeah, you talking about Jamal Mosley. Not like Jamal Mosley, yeah, that's another example. But see there what they gonna do? They gonna you gonna fire them? No. But see if you had LeBron there, they'd be ready to go ahead and get rid of him. You don't see none of you see all these people running it back with the horses that they got. And that's what you're supposed to do. Do you see them getting ready to fire Doc Rivers? No. You know why? And I've criticized Doc Rivers. Everybody knows that how I feel about Doc Rivers. I have been critical of him. I've said that he should not be coaching, but he actually did for what he had to work with and what he dealt with. Doc Rivers, especially the second, well, I would say coming back from the All-Star break, he was starting to make his presence felt, and they were playing at a really good level. They won a number of games and stuff, and then of course we all know what happened. But it was out of Doc's control because for one, you're bringing him in there in the middle of a season, and then also there was no reason to fire Adrian Griffin. There was no reason to fire Adrian Griffin. I'll talk about that in a minute, Ted. But there was no reason to fire him. You took okay. This guy was 30-13, but then you're asking Doc to take over. I mean, just right away. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of a season or whatever, and the team is already there with another philosophy and everything. No, it was unfair to Doc. So Doc got to have an off season with the team. You got to get it acclimated because it's not all about just. That's the thing that JJ Rhetoric is gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to I think it's True Raw and Carcino that be saying JJ Rhetoric. I don't want them thinking I'm trying to steal from them or whatever, man. So they adopted that name first. Salute to them brothers. But JJ Reddick is he's all about X's and O's. You can't be like that just primarily X's and O's. It's not gonna work for you. You have to be a player's coach. We understand that you were a player, so they're gonna expect you to understand what they go through. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that he has that personality to do that. You say Griffin was a rookie coach. Yeah, he did well. 30-13. Richmond Channel. Oh, what you talking about? I remember cable in the 90s. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about cable. Y'all still talking about cable. Steven, we ain't talking about cable no more, man. We ain't got off cable, bro. um, let's see. Boston and the Cavs. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on the limb and I'm gonna say Cleveland. I'm going over Cleveland. Okay, so Steven, you got Boston over Cleveland. Okay, I got Cleveland winning in a decisive game 7. I think it'll go 7 games. I don't see nothing happening. But if Boston wins, I could see Boston doing like a gentleman sweep. But I think the Cavs are gonna make it real tough. The Cavs are not to be slept on, man. Yeah, exactly, Ted. Like Cavs, out of the last couple of seasons or whatever, you got to realize that championship year, the Cavs were number one ranked in defense when they didn't when they didn't make the championship in 22. The Cavs were right. They had actually had the number one defense, but they've always been in the top in terms of defense, man. When you talk about Jared Allen, you talk about Evan Mobley. You said JJ Reddy had bad move. He would get fired in the middle of the season. Favoritism involved. I mean, he has no experience. That's the thing, man. Look, you gotta be in there. If Steve Nash went through what he went through, I could see what JJ Reddy going through. And Steve Nash was actually a two-time MVP. Boston has no KP, no rim protection. Could be interesting, but I have a gentleman sweep. That's what I was saying. Like they got to have that force in the middle, because you got two legitimate guys, damn near 7 footer. You know, you got a guy in Jared Allen who doesn't get appreciated at all for what he do. You know, you got him. And Mitchell can score with the best of them. Yeah, but he can't get too trigger happy. Now let's talk about a guy that nobody's talking about, Darius Garland. Do people forget about Darius Garland? Yeah, Garland and Mosley. And Mobley, my bad, Mobley. I said Mosley. But for the finals, I don't know, man. I think Denver and Minnesota are gonna go neck and neck. A lot of people got Dallas going to the finals. You said Brooklyn and Steve Nash were doing good till GM made those bad moves. But can you honestly sit up here and say that Steve Nash was a good coach? Can you honestly say that? Where is he at now? Where he at now, Lou? If JJ, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that he was like, just a straight out bum, like bottom of the barrel type, but he wasn't no elite coach or whatever. Like, to me, and this is another thing too. I found out that the Lakers are interested in. Shout out to the brother Ticket TV. The Lakers are interested in Jason Kidd. What's up with it, Lord Supreme? I see you in the building, man. They're interested in Jason Kidd. That's no cap either. You go holler at the brother Tiki TV, man. He put it out there. That's legit news. Now, if they try to get Jason Kidd will be back in familiar territory. Don't forget, Jason Kidd won as an assistant out there, y'all. Now you will be actually cooking with grease, because Jason Kidd is not going to put up with the BS, man. and he'll stand by what he said. He gonna stand on business. And if they happen to fire him, or if LeBron don't like how Kid does things, then that's it. You see how Luka respects Kid now, and a lot of people don't notice. Kid and Luka, they actually clashed. They clashed, but Jason Kidd has gotten Luka to actually buy in. Now it was kind of unfair what happened the previous season, because them guys had to get acclimated with working with one another. When we talk about Kyrie and when we talk about Luka, now that they done figured out, and hey, I'm gonna be real with you. One could argue that Luka has kind of deferred to Kyrie as the leader. Wouldn't y'all say that? You said J Kidd from Oakland. Yeah, and who was his coach? Who was his coach growing up? Gary Payton dad, aka Mr. Mean. Mr. Mean. All my coaches were mean. All my coaches were mean. He said the Lakers' problem is King James. Foot down and pick their coach. Like the coach that coaches my son and coach my daughters, they mean as hell. They mean as hell. That's what you want. Now, some people can't handle like no Bobby Knight mean. Some people can. Mean coaches you better. Yeah, mean coach. Yeah, that's the thing. And even when you do good or whatever, they're still gonna give you that constructive criticism, because there's always something that you could get better at. You know what I'm saying? Like Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant butted head. Shaq and Phil Jackson. Shaq couldn't stand Phil Jackson at first. Everybody thinks like, oh yeah, Phil Jackson just automatically everything it just blossomed right away. It didn't happen like that. And I bring up that example because of the Lakers. We're talking about the Lakers. Me coaches I had would still know when to put. Yeah. That's true. They still know when to. They know when to pick you up. They know when to critique you. It. But see, the coaches aren't the problem. You sitting up in here and you want to get rid of Darvin Ham. Well, Dallas didn't get rid of Jason Kidd, and guess where they went? They went to the Western Conference Final, and they didn't even make it to the playoffs one year. They didn't even get in the playoffs. Do you see them? Oh yeah, we need to fire Jason Kidd. Now there were rumors, of course, about Jason Kidd being fired from Dallas, but it didn't happen. Now Luca did pull a page from LeBron's book, and he did march up in the front office and got Donnie Nelson Jr. out of there, and then Rick Carlisle quit because of that, and they were making some other changes. I think Dirk Nowitzki is in there as an advisor. Man, Dirk Nowitzki up in there, man, trying to do commentating. Man, look at Dirk Nowitzki, man. Probably got him one of them German beers, man. He's like, Chuck, man, let's go have a beer. Yeah, man, Dirk up in there trying to commentate, showing Dirk up in there showing the versatility. He said Lucas said LeBron was his favorite player growing up. Well, yeah, I mean it was, but Luca already is doing doing better things than LeBron. Look, I don't have a problem with Luka. Offensively, I think he could be uh, a little bit more unselfish. But that comes with time. And I know people gonna sit up here. They're gonna bring up this argument. Well, Luka, he averages so many assists per game and stuff, but it's not. He's not a pass first player though. Yeah, he is a funny dude. He's not a pass first player. But the thing about it is, as soon as he gets that down, he's making the effort on defense. I think that his conditioning could still get a little bit better, but he's still able to run up and down and stuff. With the best of them, if he could lose a few more, take some pressure off his knees and his joints and stuff, because it's they're gonna wear down with him carrying that weight. Well, yeah, 33-9-9. Yeah, that's great, but I'd rather have Kyrie 25.6, but Kyrie shooting 48%. I'm sorry about that, 49.7% from the field. He's also shooting 41% from 3 pointer, and then he's also shooting 90% from the line. Luka's shooting 38%. He's shooting from the line, from the 3 point line. He's shooting 78.6% from free throw, and he's shooting it was 48 last time I checked from the field. So who's more efficient? Yeah, I look at efficiency, and on top of that, Kyrie, he knows when he get his buckets, and he's hitting big time shots too. He's a big time shot maker and a big time finisher too as well. He knows how to get his buckets and stuff like that. Listen, Kyrie is he's been the better player, and like I understand his numbers and stuff like that, but for the most part, in my opinion, and it's a well fact, if you go look at the numbers, percentages, and efficiency, Kyrie has been better. And then also we gotta look at it like this too. Let's look at it like this. He said Luca already said that he doesn't want to disappoint. He doesn't want to disappoint Kyrie. Yeah, he's getting back his redemption. Now they love him in Dallas. They love him in Dallas, man. Hey, they love him here in Dallas, man. I'm telling you. But hey, I'm getting ready to ride out, y'all. Good chopping it up with y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.